Okay, so before we start, can you guys just give us a brief introduction to yourself and your music?
Do you want to hear that one? Oh, okay, right, I'll do it. Yeah, sure. So we're Flares. Probably won't be that name soon, but we're a young indie rock band from Birmingham, and we released 5 singles last year, and we're in the process of releasing a new EP with 4 new songs on it. Yeah, we've been together for like 3-4 years now. Yeah.
So obviously you've had a few issues over the past few months with a bit of
just
copyright.
A couple.
And I know that you can't talk an awful lot about it, but can you tell us like what you can talk about, and if you have any ideas for what you might change your guys' name to when kind of like everything's sorted out?
So we're actually a bit late to this meeting because we were just having an argument in our group chat about what the name should be. We've got to decide by Tuesday, and we're all under so much pressure. We're just like, I don't know what to call it. We don't know. We've got loads of ideas. We just don't know what to narrow it down to yet. And the whole thing started because we got copyrighted because our name, Flares, was the name of another artist in America who had the copyright for the name. And he's actually gone through pretty much all artists on Spotify now and taken them off because he wants that name. So, yeah, it's a shame, but it's probably a good thing to have a rebrand and stuff.
But do you guys know at all when you hope to be back on the scene?
Well, I mean, I guess it's a combination of factors, really. It's like there's the whole COVID-19, the 5th member of Flares, really, at the moment. And then there's also the name stuff. So it's like we've got these big 2 hurdles. But as soon as that starts to ease away, you know, we've got a lot of material recorded, and we've got a lot of material written. So we have lots to release and lots to do and loads of gigs to do and all of that. It's just getting all of this stuff out the way so we can actually get there.
So you guys are a slightly younger band than you would find kind of within the scene and stuff. Has there been any like experiences that really stand out to you, or any struggles that have kind of come across because of your age?
I think we're a little bit like, what's the word? I think people look at us like we don't know what we're doing a lot of the time. Like, not always, not necessarily like in a gig scene. People are quite impressed in the gig scene that someone like that 4 people so young could be doing what we are doing. But like in terms of interviews, obviously not you guys, but other interviews, people are sort of like a little bit. I think it's a good thing though, because they're impressed by the fact that we sort of know what we're doing. It's mainly Leo that knows what he's doing, but we'll have some idea.
Yeah, I mean, just to add on from that, like, I think it's kind of pros and cons. Like, although, yeah, in some situations, it can come across a bit patronising. Maybe people can be a little bit like don't really take it seriously. Maybe amongst some other bands and peers, that's probably the most we've gotten that from. But on the whole, for the most part, it's just a massive. People are very complimentary to us and are very supportive. And especially the Birmingham scene, I think in particular, has been very supportive in that sense. So, yeah.
So you guys have gained quite a supportive following and kind of fan base. What advice would you guys give to other people maybe looking to try and achieve the same things that you have?
Go to all the gigs you can, really. Like, if you go and you make it more than like a business connection, like make proper friendships with other bands and stuff. And it's a back and forth. Like, if you go to their gigs, they'll come to yours. It's sort of like it's having friends, I guess. It's quite
it's like building a scene. It's like it's being, as the sooner you can be part of something, whether that's even if it's just going to gigs or taking photos at gigs or just being involved with other bands and other artists. I think that is by far the easiest way into getting into performing and doing gigs and all of that. Probably above all the academic and, you know, knowing lots about music and all of that. It's just about connections and all of that.
So if he saw you guys last year support Barnes Courtney at, I think, was it the O2 Institute? How did you manage to get such a big gig like that? Because he's like, Barnes Courtney is more of like an international artist and you guys are like a smaller band. So how did you manage to book such a big gig?
I think that was with, it was such a long time. I think that was with Tom Holloway, who got us quite a few gigs over a period of time. We did the Magic Gang all day thing with him at the Castle and Falcon and Barnes Courtney. but because we've joined management with Birmingham Promoters and White Tiger Management and stuff, we sort of had to stop working with him. But it was an amazing opportunity. And it was unbelievable to play to such a big audience so early on in the night. We were on about like 7:15 or something, and the room was full. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a massive opportunity, especially because he's an international artist. I think having that kind of like appeal it was really, really lucky for us. It was a really cool moment.
So you guys have played quite a lot of slightly bigger festivals like Luna, Camper Calling, and Why Not? If you guys could just outline some of your experiences in these festivals, because obviously they're quite different to just playing like a conventional gig in a smaller venue. Like, what's it kind of like to be outside doing a festival?
Raining.
I mean, yeah, raining. That's the first one. It's funny you say that. Me and Edie have been doing some writing over the quarantine period to try and keep ourselves like productive. And one of the songs that we're writing at the moment is about our experience at Why Not Festival. It was like really, especially the bigger ones, it was like a really profound thing. It was very new to us because we've been to festivals before, but being on the other side of it is very overwhelming. There's a lot to think about. The crowd, and so, when we went to Why Not, we didn't really know, not really many people knew who we were. So we went round the night before asking everyone to come to our slot. And when we actually played, probably mostly because of the rain, we had like a really big crowd. So it was a really, really cool moment. And that festival is like a big memory from last year for me.
Yeah, definitely. It was quite difficult though, because I think we all thought about it as, oh, it's just another gig. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But then you're playing outside, it's raining. I only bought a pair of Converse and a little like cotton dress, and it was like 12 degrees, so I was freezing most of all. That was the main problem. Our tent was flooding. There was a lot more to think about. We weren't sure what to do, but it was a good experience.
Before lockdown, you guys did your Palmer Violet tour. What are some of the best experiences and memories you've taken from that?
Oh, loads of stuff. It was that tour was amazing. It was the first time we'd really done anything nationally outside of the Midlands. So Liverpool was a big deal. I really, really enjoyed that one. But also even the Birmingham show that we did to kick it off. Is probably one of my favourite gigs that we've ever done, just because it was like, all of our friends were there, and by friends I mean also other bands and all of that, and it was a real it felt like a kind of a bit of a defining moment. I was like, we've come this far in the Birmingham scene. It was really, really nice to see that how many people were there, and the level of support and all the social media stuff as well, because that was around the time we had all the name issues. It was a really supportive environment. It was amazing. Really, really fun.
So would you guys say in general you prefer playing festivals or kind of more traditional venues? I mean, it might be hard to give an answer, but if there's any different things you prefer about each?
I think the whole feel of a festival is just something that so many, you're there with so many people and you're all feeling the same thing. It's just such an atmosphere. But then you get exactly the same kind of thing in a basement in Bristol. We had the same sort of intense atmosphere, and it was all amazing while playing in a basement in Bristol and the same on a stage in Derbyshire or whatever. So I don't know, they're just, whenever we can play we love it. So I don't know, Arthur, do you have anything?
I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I like the festival experience as a whole, but they're kind of two separate things to me, just because gigs I also think of getting to know the other bands there, and there's probably less of that at festivals. It was very insular. It was kind of just the four of us sticking together for as much as we could, whereas gigs you can kind of wander about, especially in Birmingham as well. You'll know probably half the people there, some of the gigs that we play, so it's just a much more chilled environment, I'm gonna say. Yeah.
So we do this thing now where we do a quick fire round. We have a couple of questions, and the first thing, you don't have to be like any kind of...
No, honestly, I love games, so let's go.
It's just a few quick questions about you guys and your music, and if you can answer it as quick as possible, the first thing that kind of comes to your mind with it, just let us know. So what first got you guys into music?
The Queensbridge School Band.
Yeah. I'm going to say my parents, probably.
Oh, right.
Well.
Oh, right.
Early on. But I don't know, Queensbridge School Band as well, yeah. Both of those. Yeah.
So, what kind of things do you take inspiration when writing? Could be anything.
Loads of stuff. Like, kind of maybe our age group, being the age we are, I think we have quite specific experiences, whether that's
like stupid nights out, that kind of thing. Like
all of that sort of stuff.
I don't know, teenage drama is what we always used to talk about. I think we've slightly developed now. I'm not sure, maybe we haven't, but
Who knows?
Who would be your dream collaboration?
Oh my god.
So hard. I mean, I'd immediately go Pretty Vile just because we're so different that what would come out, that would be like, I don't know, that would be a weird love child of Flowers and Pretty Vile,
it'd be
but
crazy.
I'd really like it.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like a band like Idols as well.
Yeah, like something just completely different that would just go, fuck it, make something weird.
Yeah, totally. And Feet as well. We've seen them about, and we know them. They're really, really cool, and we like their music. So yeah, loads of bands.
So what kind of things should we expect from you guys after lockdown and in the foreseeable future?
I think we're going to try, it's been such a long time now to not gig, so I think we're just going to try and gig as much as possible, whether that's in Birmingham or around the country, and we're going to re-release all our old music, fingers crossed, just at intervals over the next couple of months, years, I don't know. We haven't really decided yet, but hopefully get all our music back out there, and by Tuesday have a bloody name.
Yeah.
That's what we're really
top of the list. Yeah.
We have a playlist on Spotify called Soapy Box, and it is a bunch of songs that we are now starting to ask bands what they think in the shower, and basically like you go to a song that you belt out when you're on your own, no one else is around.
Love it.
Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush.
Oh, that's such a good one. I mean, my forever anthem is probably either Friday I'm in Love by The Cure or Just Like Heaven by The Cure. Those are good old belters. Yeah, I really annoy my family by singing that. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's kind of coming to the end because we have a bit of a time limit to stick to, as we're not paying any money for meetings at the moment.
Fair enough, me neither.
But yeah, so are there any final messages or social media handles that you guys would like to give out to the audience?
I hope everyone's staying safe and staying well in this quite difficult time. And once it's all over, support bands and venues as much as you possibly can, because it's going to be a real struggle to get back to for everyone to get back to where they once were. So stay home, stay safe, and support bands.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram, Players the Band as well. Plug.
Over, give up the fight and take your fucking closure. It's not October. Well, I wish I could fly like a night owl.